Hi, and welcome to Reddit Files, where real stories cut deeper than fiction. Let's go into it.
Last year, I made the worst mistake of my life. I cheated on my girlfriend of 8 years, Annie, with a colleague from work. Her name is Jess, and she's the mother of my son, born just 3 weeks ago. I don't have a clever excuse or a sob story to soften the blow. I fucked up, and it cost me more than I could ever measure. I lost my job, I lost most of my friends, I lost my reputation, and worst of all, I lost the love of a woman who, by all accounts, should have hated me, but instead chose to simply disappear. Annie didn't confront me when she found out. She didn't scream or cry. She didn't ask for an explanation. She just vanished. One day, a box with my clothes and belongings showed up at my parents' house. Everything was neatly folded. My books, photos, some old gifts, all packed away like I had died. Not even a note. That silence hurt more than any fight ever could. I panicked. I messaged everyone we both knew, begging them to talk to her. I sent hundreds of texts, long, pathetic confessions, apologies, even poems. Nothing worked. She didn't block me. That would have been something. No, she ignored me so completely that it felt like I'd ceased to exist. Jess saw the messages eventually. It nearly destroyed us before we ever began. But then came the pregnancy, and everything changed. I tried to do the right thing. I stepped up. We agreed we'd raise the child together, give him a stable home, even if our foundation was built on wreckage. I focused on being a partner, on becoming a father. I didn't look at another woman. I didn't flirt, didn't cheat. I worked on myself. I thought maybe I could find redemption in fatherhood. The pregnancy was tough, emotionally more than physically. Jess was always worried I wasn't over Annie, and maybe, deep down, she wasn't wrong. But I didn't feed those feelings. I locked them away. About a month ago, I ran into Annie. For the first time in almost a year. It was in a corner store. I froze when I saw her. She didn't. She had looked at me like I was someone she once knew a long time ago. Calm, cold, composed. She told me she had found a keychain, the one my grandfather gave me when I was a kid. It wasn't valuable, but it was meaningful. A beat-up little thing with my initials carved into it. She said I could come collect it the following Saturday, or she'd throw it out. I told her Jess was due to give birth any day, and that Saturday might not work. She shrugged and said, "Then you don't get it." That was it. I agreed to come. My son was born a few days late, healthy and beautiful. That Saturday came, and I decided I'd quickly stop by Annie's house on the way to the hospital. I figured it would take 5 minutes, grab the keychain, leave. I didn't tell Jess. I knew she still felt insecure about Annie, and I didn't want to stir anything up. When I arrived, Annie opened the door like she had been expecting more than a visit. She invited me in. We sat down at her kitchen table, the same one we used to eat dinner at. She asked how I was, how the baby was. She asked if I ever thought what we could have been. It was surreal, like walking into a dream from a past life. We talked for maybe 45 minutes. I apologized again, genuinely. She said she appreciated that it helped her move on. Then, as I got up to leave, she hugged me. It wasn't a short hug. And yes, I held on, not from longing, but from the sheer weight of everything we'd carried and lost. It felt like closure, or so I thought. I went straight to the hospital after that, heart full, mind a little foggy. But when I got there, something was wrong. The nurse said I wasn't allowed in. I asked why. She just said I'd been removed from the visitors list. Then security was called.
I was escorted out like some kind of criminal. I didn't understand. I called Jess. No answer. I called her mom. Nothing. Then a message appeared on my phone. It was a screen recording. Jess scrolling through a message she'd received from Annie. Attached was doorbell footage from Annie's house. Me walking in at 9:30, me leaving at 10:15. The hug, captured from the wrong angle, looked intimate. Too intimate, like we might have been kissing. But the real bombshell was Annie's message that came with the footage. It said, "Did he even shower and change his clothes between fucking me and holding his son? Congratulations on being stuck with him for the next 18 years. I hope it's everything you dreamed of." My blood ran cold. I couldn't believe that I was reading. It wasn't true. We didn't even sit on the same side of the table. We talked, we hugged, that was it. I didn't cheat. Not this time. But no one believed me. Not Jess, not her family, not my own mother. Not even the last few friends who had stuck by me after the original betrayal. One by one, they ghosted me, blocked me, or worse, confronted me with eyes full of disappointment, shaking their heads like I was a lost cause. I messaged Annie in a desperate attempt to understand. She replied just once, "I'm not letting you play innocent. You might have deleted our messages, but I haven't." Then she blocked me again. There were no messages. She made that up. Or she saved old ones from when I begged her to speak to me last year. Either way, it was enough to paint the perfect picture. It hit me then. She waited, in silence, for almost a year. And when the moment was right, when I had something to protect, something fragile and new, she struck. Not with rage, not with violence, but with precision. She framed me in the one way she knew would cost me everything, and it worked. Now I've met my son once, for a few minutes, right after he was born. I held him in my arms. I told him I'd protect him, that I'd always be there. But I'm not there. I'm nowhere. I'm a name erased from hospital records, a contact blocked on every phone, a man whose truth is now irrelevant because perception already sentenced me. Court will take months. Custody battles are slow, expensive, emotionally exhausting. And even then, if I win time, what kind of father will I be when everyone believes I cheated again, even though I didn't? My mother asked me one question. Why would you ruin your life with a baby when Annie was going to take you back? That was the most supportive thing she said to me in a year. This isn't a story about justice. It's about revenge. Patient, calculated revenge. I betrayed her, and she waited. She studied my silence, my guilt, my hope. And then when I had something to lose again, she ended me. I don't tell this to earn sympathy. I just want someone, anyone, to believe that this time I didn't lie. That this time I was trying to be better, to be enough, to be a father. But maybe I'll never get to be any of those things. Maybe all a legacy I'll leave my son is a story he'll hear one day, told from someone else's perspective, twisted, untrue, and permanent.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Reddit Files. If this story hit home for you, drop a comment and let us know. What part got to you the most? Ever had one of those quiet moments in a relationship that changed everything? Your stories matter too, and this community's all ears. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need to hear it. Until next time, stay kind and don't let yourself disappear.